Just wanted to do a quick flip through of a mini album I've done. Went to a great art retreat this summer in Sycamore, Illinois, to the Paper Doll House, and I went with the Swirlydoos kid club that I belong to, and it was great. A lot of fun with a lot of really talented and fun-loving women. Anyway, so one night we had a class taught by Rachel Moses, who's one of the design team members at Swirlydoos, and we worked on this album, and we used some gesso mixed with modeling paste. You know, we had our option on how to color things, do our color scheme, so so there was a lot of variety that was worked on and done by all the women. But this is my cover. We aged it, distressed it with a little paint over the leather just to give it a more distressed look. I of course used a little brighter color scheme because that's just how I roll. And these frames and little corner pieces, really awesome. We painted them black and then went over them with some Inca Gold. This stuff, except in gold. This one is in rose. So anyway, in the center of mine, I had a little worry doll that was given to me by one of the ladies at the retreat, and I was just dying to use it on something, so I put her in the middle. And anyway, that's kind of how that went. Just a little fabric, some trim. I made a flower. I learned how to make a flower with one of the gals there, Donna, thank you. And some little sprigs I made with the leftover stems from some other flowers that I used. The inside cover, I'm still working on. I was messing with this yesterday, so pay no attention. This was a mini album that we were given in our goodie bag when we got in. And so it's not the actual pages that go with the cover here. But I worked on it for a couple days, and so I just wanted to, I thought it fit in here perfect, so that's how I did it. Anyway, this is just some gauze that I went over with some Glimmer Glam from Tattered Angels. And as I started doing my pages, I realized that I was doing, all the front pages were in a blue kind of theme. And so that's what you'll see on these front pages. A little key with some embossing stuff, a hexagon that I made in one of my previous videos, just from some leftover cutouts, little organza flower, some sequiny things that of course I loved, some little burlap flowers and a chipboard, some stamping, you know, some distressed trim. This one, I just made a banner out of a ribbon just by cutting a ton of little fringy things. I added a bunch of flowers, and it says Beauty Blooms from Within. So that was kind of my theme, I guess. Once I got going, it was like flowers, of course. Really like the way this little butterfly turned out. I just used some silks and some Lindy Stamp Gang, and these here are little curly cues, are all the little things that popped out of the butterfly. You know, all the little pieces here, and I just thought they were cool, so I thought I'd use them. Then I'll go back and show you the back sides. I decided to use a little bit of blue, but I went towards all these like rusts and brown and that sort of thing. Still with the flower theme, just used a little bit of string that I cut off of something. This one here, a little picture frame. It says Imagine a Creative Life, another hexagon embellishment that I made. And then, like an idiot, this album is held together with this string, and there was a really elaborate and cool way to tie it, but I took it apart, and so I just had this sitting around. So as I'm doing this page, well, like a dork, I cut it. I just cut a piece off and thought, oh, I'll use it in here, and I kind of inked it and used some stickles. And then later I went back and I was like, holy crap, I just used the string that I'm supposed to bind this album with. So my binding is very different than anyone else's because I cut my string and used it on here. Anyway, back to my flip. I'm so easily distracted. More flowers, a little bit of the trim I used on another page. And you know, I think I'll probably go back and journal a little bit just about my retreat. Another little hexagon thing I used, made with modeling paste. Some more of those little pop-outs, things that I popped out of some chippies. Always save those because they just are so cool to use for little bits and bobs. This one, this is another burlap flower, but all this little stringy, kind of cool, fringy stuff, my table mate Donna totally rocked at the Swirlycamp. We sat across from each other, and she had just a lot of really cool trims, embellishments, all kinds of neat little gadgety tools that I've never seen. She taught me to make flowers. So anyway, this is just some ratty fiber that was like all tangled up on one of the fringes, so I cut it off, and it's kind of satiny and it fit with my thing, so I used it. Then this last page, I just used some ribbon, you know, distressed it with some Tattered Angel stuff, some little enamel, I don't know, sticker things that I put some Inca Gold, the 3D sparkly paste, just dotted it with my finger, and then I thought, oh, well, that might be kind of fun to put those enamel things, and I think it turned out good. Then I had this brass butterfly, not even really sure where, and I just used some silks, did some layering with sprays. This is a chippy that you really, I think the idea is to pop out all those little squares, but I thought they looked kind of cool, so I just went over them with some embossing powder, some, rubbed on some ink gold. I think I used some mist, and I just thought it looked kind of cool, like a little shield or something. So, beauty is not caused, it is. That's Emily Dickinson. Thought it was a cute little quote. And then the back of my album, I used a couple more of my little hexagons, some fiber, stamping, some more of that trim, gauze, some little chippies, you know, that I had in my stash, and of course I had to have some bling. So anyway, that's what I have for you today, my little album, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I have enjoyed making it, and I'll see you again soon. Adios.